Hello everybody and welcome back to Project Eden's Garden. We're back. I'm really glad to be playing this game again because this is really fun to play. Last episode we left off literally before the trial. So I'm really excited to sit down and play this trial. I am very happy right now. So we're gonna get right to it. Like, I don't want to waste any time. Let's just get straight to the trial. I'm excited. Alright, before we do the trial, let me view the trinket real quick, and I want to see our truth bullets. So the tablet, just, you know, going through them just to, like, remember what was going on. Okay. Let's go. Let's begin the class trial. Okay, I'm excited.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
I don't like that.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Ah! Somebody get me out of here!
Oh. Did they just kill Grace?
What happened to her? Oh shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects.
Oh.
If I wanted to see the brain dead bigger, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Holy crap, the people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy! We're here to solve a mystery!
Yeah, who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to!
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Oh, and Grace is still, dead. These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. I am the ultimate debater after all, so... Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. No, okay. Just another tutorial. Okay. Okay. La. Okay, spacebar to concentrate. Okay, so just same controls as what? Other Danganronpa games?
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary gun?
Ah, that's right.
No.
There was a gun.
The gun was fully
Hear that
loaded.
by a man? She agrees.
The loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Valid. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
The mystery was never
Okay, yeah, I know what it is.
Is what the murder.
I didn't get a good look, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary gun?
Right there.
No, that's wrong!
Cassidy, can you stop butting in?
You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
All right, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If the gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
The actual murder weapon. The actual murder weapon. That's obvious. Yeah, the knife.
I got it. The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
For real.
Cam's razor gotta ruin everything.
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird, choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it
Because it
came
was
from
the
inside
victims.
the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
Oh no. This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Okay, tablet and assault rifle.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work.
No, it did.
These
It did.
days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with him. And yet, they did.
No, it wasn't the killer's gun. Okay. It's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the details of the victim's death, I'm inclined to think otherwise. Yeah.
To reiterate, both the rifle
Okay.
and the knife were
So,
next to the victim's body.
Assault rifle. Okay, yeah, the assault rifle isn't relevant here. Yeah, it was the chemical burns and the stab wound, so it's the tablet on that lady's statement.
It's like your
If the gun was broken,
Right there.
No, that's wrong! Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
what? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With the knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
I can't get over the fact I got a snake tie on.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Yeah. Specifically evidence that shows the victim attempted fighting back. And it was this.
This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
No.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
blood? Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
It's okay.
That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Alright, I'll talk about argue points. During the non-stop debate, you noticed that some phrases are blue. Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Those phrases are called agree points that are counterparts to weak spots. Okay, so is it telling me that this is the one I gotta agree with? Or okay. The bucket, the tablet, and the victim's hands.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sound of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Yeah, it's that one right there.
Maybe
with
she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual answer?
Sounds of it.
But so why didn't she?
I bet that girl didn't even see.
What?
Didn't even.
Yep.
I got it.
Okay, yeah, because the tablet said the bleach of their eyes, like the thing in their eyes. Yeah, that's what I thought.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back.
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change it. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No. Not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
True.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer.
The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name.
What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Whoa!
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean.
Soybean.
Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
Whoa. She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from this subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire. Whoa. Tape, tablet, bucket, victim's hands, assault rifle. Probably the bucket.
If the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
Nope.
What about a container? There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Whoa.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
To inflict those chemical burns, the killer had to use something, but what?
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Okay.
Into another bottle?
What about a container?
Okay, it's probably
in the
that.
closet.
I'm just guessing.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun.
Yeah, it's not that though. I know that for sure.
What about a...
Right there.
Got it.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course.
It's a good question how the killer was able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes, especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue we're missing. Think, damn it.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Above? Yes, that's right, above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
Right.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The killer wanted two things. For the bucket to be above the victim, and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? Okay. Let's see my options here. Nothing, stepladder, door. Door.
I got it.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high?
Stepladder.
Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would have needed to reach pretty high. Was there anything in the crime scene that could have been used as a boost? If I can answer that, it would add further credibility to my theory. I almost slipped up on the word further. Okay, yeah, right there.
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point! Occam's razor!
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree. They must have been hiding somewhere waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I assume. Okay, I don't know. Where was the killer hiding? Outside the janitor's closet, on top of the door frame, behind the door. Behind the door makes sense. In the back of the janitor's closet. Okay. We're gonna go with behind the door. Okay, no, it's not that. Okay, yeah, there it is.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Makes sense.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
What?
Huh? Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense.
No, this
clear-cut
is
case of the
no. This
hunter
looks
becoming the
premeditated.
hunted. No?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds. No girl, no
28
person
stab
should ever
wounds.
suffer Kara's fate.
Oh my
Wait.
god.
Who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude. But you don't have to shout out your point.
28 stab wounds.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Ooh, bolting.
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense.
I don't know.
No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud. You seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Oh my god. Wow, things are getting emotional. You've only been using logical arguments, blah 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 blah. Pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates. Okay. Oh. Wait, what? Okay, wait. Wait, what? Well, you'll always be able to advance the trial using pure logic. Emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. Oh, okay. Wait, what? I'm confused. Okay.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Was this murder justified? Or is it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth. Okay, we're gonna go back to like purple statement and we're gonna try
Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you. If you have
Okay, we have lawyer's intuition
Who says the ultimate liar?
as an empathy bullet.
that, there's no reason to trust you.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Hate those counters. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce a lot of things in this game.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before.
True.
If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Hey!
If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Wolfgang.
Thank you all for your support.
Winona.
Do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here?
No.
Hey! We're Disembodied Voice! We've figured out your stupid case. Now let us leave!
Oh.
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together.
Together.
Let's dig into it.
Alright, closing argument. Okay. I know what a closing argument is. I played Danganronpa before. Whoa. Where did the killer hide? Oh, wait, we're on a time limit? Wait. Opening the door in the janitor's closet. Wait, I don't know how to play this game. I forgot the controls. Okay, we got that right. I get the controls now. What was the victim carrying? Going up the stepladder, opening the door. Don't we have going up stepladder? Opening the door. Yeah, right here. How do we like? Okay. See, I'm like smart like that. Okay. So then, yeah. This goes here. Okay. Assault rifle. Would go more back this way with what was the victim carrying? The assault rifle. We can look at these now. Okay, bleach goes here. And then right at the very end here, this goes there.
I got it.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide.
Koshkinen? What? I still don't know how to pronounce that.
Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
A deadly scheme.
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Yes!
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face?
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Ew. Nasty.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No, no. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game!
Killing Game?
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hey, what do you mean Killing Game?
The show must go on.
Did you really think the story would end once you reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
Why the
Of
long
what?
face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates,
Blood is
are
rushing.
going to kill each other. That's not
Come on.
funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery. I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way.
What?
What are you talking about? You lied to us!
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no. Absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth. And if I recall correctly... Oh, you'll be free to leave this place. Oh my god. I'll let you leave this room. I specifically said you can leave this room, not to go home.
You...
You sneaky son of a...
Not okay!
You're full of crap, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It will jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said that this was Eden's Garden Academy... Bullcrap! What am I doing believing someone like him? There's no way around it, he's lying!
Dude!
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away?
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't.
Please don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Tolner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. Was this the peasant has a rebuttal?
Let's see.
A match between unprepared and unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you proposed, a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor deer in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see,
I see. That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and their ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it graduates their survival? I think grantees. I don't know how to. I almost said I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to read. Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Okay, go on. You've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise! What's going on? Bro.
Plot twist.
Not! You wouldn't be here. all dressed up in a fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil sport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game. How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist!
And for good reason. So that was like the tutorial. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple, uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free, and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair!
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of the more beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane! You're treating us like pigs to a slaughter!
Such
nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common... Okay, I skipped. By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't, if it depends on what kind of person you are. Oh, are they like hinting that there are gonna be 2 people left at the end and they're gonna like kill each other? Out of the 16 here, only 2 would be allowed to survive? Oh wait, okay. 2 people. That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know, that's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die no matter what, and yet, with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go
And
on.
the exact mindset that causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of limits of human compassion. Almost a comprehension. I can't wait to see you all in action. That's my evil laugh, by the way. What am I doing? The madman's loud what? The madman's loud tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind. Yo, what?
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Oh my
Since
god!
you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace dove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed with another blow and another. And when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Stop already! There's a...
Oh no. But before we could do anything... The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand on her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. They aren't playing. We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by a pillar. A trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle, her mask. The design was the panther instead of a goat. But it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her! I'm so glad Grace isn't dead.
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence. You think? I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your yeah.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots? No, I'm pretty sure that was on purpose. That was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test your sharpshooting ability.
In any case.
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents.
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them as if I do, because they're ultimates. Better said. Wait, better said. Well said. Okay. They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven that. Okay, why do I skip everything? We will not succumb! Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical, I don't know how to say that, courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by the run-in with death.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Voice crack. Do you think an ultimate would fall for this BS? That's right, my friends and I have too much to live for. And too much to achieve. How long is this gonna last before someone dies? Okay, we gotta stay positive though. We won't throw all away from our killing game. We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solitary with Wolfgang. I don't even know if I said that right. I think I didn't. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willingly to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I couldn't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? What? Okay, this would be a lot better if I could read. Why do I feel like... Oh my god. Why do I feel this way when everyone seems to so hopeful? The voice inside me The voice inside me was answered by another. You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Do you actually believe no one here would try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random I don't know how to pronounce that, attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look.
In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. She has a point. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll result in murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that is your plan all along. It's possible you want to make everyone vulnerable so that it will be easier for you to kill them. And already the doubt has been placed among the group that That's
enough.
Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of the Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all us a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please.
So stop trying to turn us against each other, please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students, okay, I don't know how to pronounce that, Eva, my bad. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right, huh?
No!
Damon, not you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. Mia want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Eva made a good point. All of us have clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody.
That's not it.
Diana, You yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole "we're ultimates" thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? His question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
Wrong.
Look, the title barely means crap nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. Okay, I don't even know if I read that right. The only thing we're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me. Running a business that feeds millions is pointless.
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on. There's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations. I hope I said that right. Don't you mean the rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I could feel their words warming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics, and morally. But yeah, I was the one who got you guys through that trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out. Yo, I can see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands? He does say a lot of words I can't even read. Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a drag racer is. Do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall for the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good? We're in the middle of a death game. Wait, I wasn't trying to. It's no use. They turn against me, hurling. Okay. Okay, there's two words I don't know how to pronounce. They're simply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
Do I sense anger, hatred, and unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Lost.
Thanks. Now, can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How? How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now, I'm being treated like the bad guy. It's true. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So Clued, the beginning of the end, the beginning of the unfathomable nightmare and unrelenting despair, the beginning of the killing game. my god, that's so good. Oh my, that's so good. Okay, now this is the end of the series for now, but I will come back to this. Oh, I cannot wait for updates on this. Oh, this is so cool. This is so good. Bro, I can't wait for more of this game to come out. As soon as the next chapter is dropped, be ready on this channel, because I am going to play through it and you are gonna watch it and listen to my bad reading. Okay, that was so good. Okay, I so would keep playing if there was more, but there isn't. But okay, before I get too ahead of myself, thank you everyone for watching me. If you've watched these first couple episodes, thank you. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Thank you. It's cool. We finally got past the prologue, so trust me, I will do as much as I can to avoid spoilers. I'm not going to spoil myself on purpose. I am really excited to continue playing this fan game. When more of this comes out, I'll be on the channel, I promise. Well, yeah, that's all I have to say for now. I hope you have a nice day and had a happy New Year's, because when I post this, it'll probably be past New Year's, huh? Alright, so yeah, thank you everyone. Bye.